These three slides could be seen as steps from figurative to abstract. A diagram is a special kind of abstraction. The signs in a diagram require a type of reading different from the way we decipher other images. Now, God is said to have created man in his own image, which seems pretty unimaginative of him, but never mind. Do geese see God? If they do, chances are what they see will be a goose. Make sure they mirror one another more or less palindromically. And the celestial fireworks overhead were made by scattering flour onto a wet jelly plate.
This work was inspired by looking down onto the landscape from the sky, from planes and gliders. I was nostalgic for flying and getting into the sky again. I used to learn to gliding at Wickham Airport. Flying also inspired me to make mobiles like this. And I was also very interested in trying to use my photographs in my paintings. The photographs really did the business, but a whole set of them, collaged again, were really interesting.
Rhythm and pattern. For algorithmic, I'm working with a preconceived sort of idea that I just let play out across the structure of the painting. This is the painting, essentially. That's the composition of the painting with very simple counting rhythm. So in this section down here, you can see that the painting is split into three different sections horizontally, and there's just in the first section, every third square is filled in the second section, every fourth, and in the third section, every fifth. And likewise on this side here, the same thing's happening, but vertically. This is an earlier painting. We used two different colours to denote the two different layers. So you've got a red layer working in one direction, and then a blue layer working in the other direction. And then you can see there are areas where there are sections where the two colours line on each other, where you get the purple coming through.
With paintings, I have a similar feeling of sparsity as the low-budget films. I love flat planes of colour, and in number 2, The Close, there's also a slightly sinister feeling of emptiness, of gated communities that are so secure there doesn't seem to be anyone there. And it's like a stage set without shadows. It's always been there about my upbringing, who I am. And I was brought up on a farm, and therefore there weren't very many near neighbours. I had 3 older sisters. The playing and the times alone were very good training for the imagination, and with the help of my eldest sister I became the writer of the family. But it's all about narrative and various things. It's that activity that I've continued because I do performance art. I now do filmed performances